Am I audible, guys? Yes. Good evening, guys. Good evening, folks. So what we are supposed to do today, we have certain things to do today, which is basically, I guess I'm audible right now. So it's basically we will learn one section of like a thing, which is basically based on average mixture allegation. And we will learn one concept, and depending on this concept, we will learn how we can use this thing in a lot of cases. It is a very important concept because it's basically being arithmetic, and you know arithmetic, how important it is. So it's just a section of arithmetic we are going to do, like just a small section, and we try to understand where we can use this particular concept in different type of like chapters. Let's say in SICI, in percentage, in profit loss, in let's say even in time speed distance. So this is all about today's discussion. So I hope you will love it, because we will start with average. I'll give you a basic understanding of average, then I will go for the direct thing. And we are trying to use the same thing to solve all the questions, right? So we have around 5-6 questions we will do, and we will discuss all of these things together. Good evening, all of you guys. I hope you are doing great. And in fact, so we will start shortly. We'll start shortly in a minute or so. And I guess a lot of people are like joining also. So yes, we'll begin shortly. And most importantly, like why I have taken this topic. So understand, we are not going for like the entire topic of average. You need to understand, or mixed allegation also. But you need to understand like why it is very important. We are choosing some topic which is very important and which has a lot of understanding behind it, and especially which has a lot of implication also. A single thing which can be used in a multiple places, so where we can use a particular thing. So this is all about this 5th marathon class. I hope you will love it. So and the things, so we will try to understand the basic things of it. And so yes, so I think we shall begin. So first we will understand what is average. Like what is average? Average is something you understand, like whenever we are talking about average, it's basically like you understand like it's like average height, average like salary, or let's say average per capita income. So average we are using, it's a very basic statistical measure actually, because average is where you need to use let's say a one term for the entire population. Let's say if I ask you what is the population of India, so there is like 1.5 billion people, let's say something like that. And if I am trying to say all the salaries like one by one, it is very difficult to understand what is exactly the kind of people are there. So we use the first basic technique of statistics, which is average. So we will take the average. Remember, average is not a very great technique, because like we also, even in case of MBA school, like if when you're going for an MBA school, people say like what are the first thing I am going to see, like the average package or like the average CTC. But the next important thing is also median. So we need to see these two things. Average is like the middle value. Generally we say it's a middle kind of value, but it is always not same. But sometimes you need to understand, you need to think about median also, because median is exact middle. In fact, in case of median, like half of the values are above it, half of the values are less it. So these are the things, like these are the statistical measures we generally use regarding average also. So average is like very, very crucial thing in everyday life, obviously. So that's why I'm giving you a basic understanding of average. Then we'll go to directly allegation and mixture. So what is average? Average is generally sum of observation by total number of observations, obviously. So I'm not going very deep in average. So let's say there are 3 numbers are there. Let's say 40, 50, and 60. So what is the average? Basically the average is 50. So what we do 40 plus 50 plus 60 and whole divided by 3. Why by dividing by 3? Because the total number of terms are 3. So if the total number of terms are 3, we are basically dividing by 3, so we are getting the average directly 50. You understand, that is basically the average. Now think about the average. When it is 50, 50 has to be less than the highest value and more than the smallest value, right? If the data are like not same, if the data are not same, like 40, 50, 60 are there, so there are 3 different data. So in that case, we have like the average is middle. Average is in between the highest value and the least value. So remember, always average has to lie between the highest and the least value. Remember, has to lie between. Sometimes if the values are equal, let's say 40, 40 and 40. What is the average of it? The average is 40 only. So in this case, we can say average is same as the highest value. Average is also same as the least value. So very important observation. So average cannot lie beyond that. That's the first thing I need to make sure you understand about average. There are a lot of ways we can find average. We have a lot of things like how to do the shortcut of it. So, but we are not going very deep into that. So we are just giving you that basic understanding of average, like what exactly average, because our main job is with the second thing, which is basically the mixture allegation and especially the allegation one. So I hope you understand about the basic of average, I guess. So the next thing we are going to do, the next is basically mixture allegation. So mixture allegation is something where we basically mix. You understand what is mixture allegation? We are mixing something. We are getting, let's say you have two types of, let's say two types of rice, and you are mixing it to get another type of rice, let's say. And you have, let's say, two types of anything, like you have two types of, like the cement, and you are like mixing it and get another variety of it. You have two types of amalgam, or let's say two types of iron, and you are mixing it. So all this case basically based on mixture and allegation. So you can see like there are two solutions and they are mixing it basically to form one particular type of solution. And we can find in what ratio we are mixing, what is the average in this. So all of these things we are going to use here. So basically understand our major concern is about this allegation thing. So important thing is allegation. So I'm just giving you one simple question just to make you understand how we approach questions with allegation. So let's think about this question. Like in what ratio must a grocer mix two varieties of pulses of rupees 15 and rupees 20 to get a mixture worth rupees 16? So I have told you about mixture, right? So I have told already about the mixture. So mixture is basically two types of pulse. One is 15, one is 20. And what is the average? The average price should be 16. So this is a kind of question where we can use this concept of allegation. So I'm not using the basic method. I'm just using one method today. And that is basically because we have a very short amount of time and our objective is a little bit different, right? So let's think about this kind of question. So we have 15 here and we have 20 here, right? So this is the price of two types of pulses. Am I clear? So 15 and 20, two types of pulses, right? Now if we have two types of pulses, and what is the average? The average is 16, right? So two type of pulses I am mixing and I'm getting an average of 16. Am I clear? So in what ratio we should mix? So what we need to find the ratio. What ratio must a grocer mix these two things? The first thing we need to do, this is known as dearer quantity. What is it known as? Dearer, which has the higher, like a higher price, and this is cheaper price. So one side I have written dearer price, one side I have written cheaper price, and this is basically the average price. 16 is basically what? The average price. So it is basically the dearer price, the cheaper price, and the average price. The first thing you'll do what? You'll subtract the average from the dearer price. So I'm subtracting 16 from 20, which is basically 4. So I'm subtracting the average from the dearer price. You are understanding this? Subtracting the average from the dearer price. Subtracting average from the dearer price. So 16 is basically 4 less than 20. So 20 minus 16 is basically 4. Next what I'm doing, I'm basically now subtracting the cheaper price from average. So I'm giving you direction. I'm subtracting 15 from 16 and write it below the dearer price, which is 1. So what is 16 minus 15? That is 1. So first I'm doing 20 minus 16, which is 4. And next is 16 minus 15, which is 1. So dearer minus average, it will come under cheaper. And average minus cheaper, it will come under dearer. Am I clear? So this, in this case, we can see the ratio is basically now 4:1. So hence this is your answer. So what ratio? 4:1. You don't need to do anything to solve this type of questions. Do you understand me? So what is the ratio? The ratio is 4:1. Am I clear? All of you guys? So in what ratio we can mix these two things? The ratio is 4:1. Let me know if you have any doubt in this. All of you guys. You understood the question? There are two types of mixture. One is at rupees, two types of pulses at 15 and 20. We are mixing it to get a 16. So in what ratio we are basically mixing it? The answer is 4:1. How we have done it? I have written, sorry. So I have written basically this thing like 20 and 15. The average is basically 16. So 20 minus 16 is 4 and 16 minus 15 is 1. And this is basically the ratio. So the ratio is 4:1. Am I clear? Now if in this case, if it is let's say around something around 18:2. In this case, you need to convert it into the simplest form, which is 9:1. Remember, in case of ratio, we always need to convert it into the simplest possible thing. Simplest possible thing is the 9:1. Am I clear? All of you guys? Any doubts? Just let me know. Let me know, guys. Is it fine, this question? Everyone? Shall I go for the next? So let's check the next question, all of you. This is the next question. I'm giving it to you to solve this question. All of you have, the question is on the board. I'm giving you 1 minute to solve this. All of you, 1 minute to solve this question. The same kind of question, I'm just giving you a try, just to make you understand like how we use this kind of concept here. All of you, how to solve this question? Ratio in which rice sold at rupees 7.20, a kg must be mixed with rice at rupees 5.70 to produce a mixture worth rupees 6.30. Giving you 1 minute to solve this. And what will be the answer? The answer should have been something like what we have already learned in the previous slide, which is basically you need to use the mixture allegation concept. So yes, let's discuss how to solve this question. I have got one answer, option B, 2:3. Excellent, excellent, guys. So this is like how we are going to solve. First, it is 7.20. Remember, the question is the ratio of these two things. So I will also try to face the same kind of thing. I will not write pehle 5.70, next 7.20. I will maintain this thing because our answer is in the same thing, right? So first is in 7.20. So if it is 7.2 and next is 5.70. 5.70, 7.20, right? This is the two types of rice, basically 7.20 and 5.70. Now what is the average? The average is 6.30. Now what I need to do, I need to just subtract it. So subtract it from 7.20 to 6.30. What will be your answer? Your answer will be 0.90. And subtract 5.70 from 6.30. What will be your answer? 0.60. Am I clear? Because this is the dearer price, this is dearer, this is cheaper, and this is average, right? So I'm subtracting dearer from cheaper, I'm subtracting cheaper from dearer and write it below the cheaper, and I'm subtracting cheaper from this average and subtracting it below the dearer price. Am I clear? So I'm just giving you this also. So this is what basically I'm doing. Subtracting the average from dearer, then subtracting the cheaper from average. So this is basically 0.60 and this is basically 0.90. Am I clear, guys? So what is the answer? So this is 60:90. So 60:90. So what is the simplest form of this? That is 2:3. I hope all of you have understood this. Am I clear? All of you guys, fair enough? Fair enough? So you understood this method, like what we are going to use this thing. So this is the simple method of using average mixture allegation. So this is the method known as the method of allegation. So what our objective today, so now I will show you where else we can use the same thing, where else we can use the same concept in which other concepts. So I hope you are understanding this. So let's proceed with this only. So next thing, mixture and allegation in profit and loss. So let's see in profit and loss how we can use mixture allegation. Think about this question. Give it a try. It's a profit loss question, obviously. I'm giving you 1 minute to solve, all of you guys. I hope you understood the previous question. 1 minute to solve this question. I'm moving out of the screen just for you to see the entire question. Answer, folks, answer. So just need to use the same kind of concept, just in a better method, a better way, like you just need to improve it. The concept is same. We are now going to use the same thing in profit and loss, and you have already done the profit and loss class also if you are like going with our classes. So please check this, what to do here. Yes, we will discuss that also. Let's see, let's give it a thing. Like first, so you need to understand what you need to find. You need to find cow and calf and the price of cow. Generally, whatever we are going to find, we try to write it in the left hand side. Generally, that is a general thing. You can write it in the right hand side also, it's no problem. But generally, I should always use the important thing which I'm going to find the answer in the left column. Okay. So the first thing is 25%, right? It's 25%. किसका है? Cow का. So the cow has made a profit of 25%. Like selling a cow gives him a profit of 25%, and selling a calf gives him a profit of 20%, right? So this is 25%, this is 20%. This is basically cow, and this is basically calf. Am I clear? So cow and calf, that is 25% and 20%. Clear hai? All of you? Now what is the average? The average is 23 1 by 3. So think about 23 1 by 3, right? Basically, they are making a profit of 25% and 20%, and the average profit is how much? 23 1 by 3. So whenever we are having this same kind of things, we can use directly the process of average mixture allegation, the process of allegation, because this is basically 23 1 by 3% is nothing but the average profit which he got by selling these two articles or these two things, which is cow and the calves. Am I clear? So that's why we are going to use the same concept here also, the concept of allegation. Now think about it, right? Subtract this. You don't need to convert anything. Trust me on this. Subtract this. Yes. So 25 minus 23 upon 1 by 3. So I am subtracting the average from the dearer one. So 25 minus 23 1 by 3. So 25 minus 23 1 by 3. कितना होना चाहिए? This is basically 1 by 13. Sorry, 25 1 by 13. So it has to be 25 1 by 23 1 by 13. So it is 112 upon 13. So if I am subtracting 23 1 upon 30 from 25, so I will be getting how much? 112 upon 13. Please understand, this is 12. 112 upon 13. Next, what we need to do? We need to subtract this 20 from 23 1 by 3. So subtracting 20 from 23 1 by 3. So what is your answer? 23 minus 20 कितना होता है? 23 minus 20 is 3. Yes. And extra how much? 1 upon 13. Now it is very difficult to do the ratio now, right? Very difficult to do the ratio. So what I need to do? I need to convert everything into mixed fraction, let's say. So if I'm converting it into mixed fraction, so it is basically how much? 13 into 3 is 39 plus 1 is 40. So it is basically 40 upon 13, and it is basically 13 plus 12, which is 25 upon 13. Am I clear? Is it fine? So I'm basically converting it into mixed fraction. I hope you understand how to convert it into mixed fraction. If you are not, still I'm telling you, 3 1 upon 13 is basically, first do the LCM. So it is basically 3. So if it is 13, so 13 into 3 is how much? That is 3 into 13 plus 1. So which is basically 40 upon 13. So that's how I have got 40 upon 13. Am I clear? Now what is the ratio? If you do the ratio, this 13 gets cancelled out, and this 40 is basically 5 se le lo, it's 8, this is 5. So your answer is basically nothing but 8 is to 5. So the ratio of cow to calf, the ratio of the price of cow to calf should have been how much? Should have been 8 is to 5. Should have been 8 is to 5. Remember this. The ratio should have been 8 is to 5. Now think about what is the total price? 1300. The total price is exactly 1300, and this price में क्या है? इन दोनों का price का ratio क्या है? 8 is to 5. Am I clear? Yes, the answer is 800. You guys are absolutely correct. So I have to divide this entire 1300 into the ratio 8 is to 5. Now think about it, how we can do it. So if let's say the ratio is 8 is to 5, I can say for cow it is 8, for calf it is 5. So if the price of cow is 8 and the calf is 5, so what is the total price? 8 plus 5, that is 13. If the total price is 13, the price of cow is 8 and the price of calf is 5. Am I clear? All of you guys? So if it is 13, so it is 8 and it is 5. That is the first thing we have. Now the second is what I need to find. Now we have known the total price is basically 1300. So 13 is basically equivalent to 1300. So 13 जो मेरा total price है वो actually कितना है? 1300 है. तो 1 के लिए कितना होगा? 100, and 8 के लिए कितना होगा? 800. So your answer is 800. Am I clear? So the total price is 13, Then what is the price of the cow? 8, right? If the prices of the cow is 8, when the total is 13. Now the total is how much? 1300. So the price of cow has to be 800. 13 के अंदर 2 0 लगा दो, 8 में 2 0 लगा दो, you'll get the answer directly. Sometimes people also solve this question by this way also. Like the total price is 1300. उसको मुझे किस में डिवाइड करना है? 8:5 में डिवाइड करना है. So 1300 into 8 upon 8 plus 5. Because 8 plus 5 is total and 8 is the ratio of the cow. So your answer is also 800. Am I clear? So you can do it in both ways, that is fine. This is like the final thing is exactly absolutely fine. I hope you have understood like how I am solving this basically, this particular thing. The last part, this part is if you say like if the price is 8 and the price is 5, let's say, then what is the total price? 13. एक का प्राइस हो गया 8, एक का प्राइस हो गया 5. So what is the total price? 13. जब 13 total price actually जब यहाँ पे हुआ, but मेरा actual price कितना था? 1300. So 13 is basically equivalent to 1300. So 1 is equivalent to 100 and 8 is equivalent to 800. Otherwise, how we can solve it? We need to divide 1300 in the ratio of 8:5. We need to divide 1300 in the ratio क्या है? 8:5. So what you can do? 1300 into 8 upon 8 plus 5. So which is basically 1300 into 8 upon 13, and that gives you 800 directly. So you can do either methods. Either method, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. I hope Akriti, you have understood this. So this is like how we can solve this type of questions. I hope you are understanding like what I'm doing. Now I'm using basically the concept of mixture allegation in profit and loss as well. Am I clear? All of you understand this? I'm trying to solve it like as lucidly as possible, because if you're starting also, I'm trying to gather all the informations. If you have like problem in subtraction also, I'm trying to give you an answer for the subtraction as well. Take care. Next is let's see, this is the second question on the same concept. It's basically, again, I'm just giving you for a practice, like let's do the second question on the same concept exactly. Please try to solve it, all of you guys. Now, if this is the question, how we can solve this question? The similar question, the similar question like before. There is no extra thing here. The exact same question I'm just giving you just to make you feel more comfortable in the same, using the same concept in profit loss. So let's think about it. Now let's try to solve it also. Think about it like he's selling at 20% and desktop at 20%. I need to find, okay. So 20% is basically here. That is profit. So profit is basically plus, because you already know profit is positive percent and loss is negative percent. So profit is plus 20 and loss is basically minus 10. So 20% profit and 10% loss, right? Yes, Arjun, excellent job. So 20% profit and 10% loss. So loss I'm denoting by minus, right? Now what is the average? The average is 2. Fine. So same thing, like average is again 2. Is it clear? Is it clear, all of you guys? And I need to find a desktop price. Please understand, you need to find a desktop price. That's why I have written desktop in the left. I'm always following a convention. Jisko chahiye, whatever I want to find last mein, I have to use this thing in the left generally. You can do it else also, but I always use this convention. Yes, absolute guys, absolute. So 20 minus 2. The first thing is 20 minus 2 is how much? 18. Nice, all of you. 20 minus 2 is 18. Clear hai? Now I have to do 2 minus 10. So what is 2 minus 10? 2 minus of minus 10. So what I am doing? I am doing basically average से I am making cheaper को मैं minus कर रहा हूँ. तो average minus cheaper. So it is already minus 10. So if it is already minus 10, so minus of minus 10 is basically 2 plus 10. If it is 2 plus 10, this is 12. So hence I can write it here 12. Because minus 10 is 12 less than 2. Am I clear? So 2 minus of minus 10 is 2 plus 10, which is 12. Because minus minus is positive, right? So now what is the ratio? The ratio, if you see, 12:18 is nothing but 2:3. Am I clear? So the ratio of the price of this is desktop, this is laptop is basically 2:3. So desktop and laptop का price का ratio क्या हो गया 2:3. Now I know the total price is 5,000. If the total price is 5,000, I need to divide 5,000 in what ratio? 2:3. Am I clear? So I have two methods again. If 2:3 is the price, so desktop and laptop ये 2, 3 है. So what is the total price? 5. If 5 is the total price, what is the price of desktop? 2. If 5 is the total price, the price of desktop is 2. Now the price of the total is basically add 4 zeros, right? 50,000. So you should add 4 zeros here also. So 20,000. So your answer is 20,000 is the price of the desktop. Please understand, if you are asking desktop, so you should answer desktop also. There is always another option choice which gives you 30,000 also. Please do not fall in the trap. So the answer is 20,000, or else you can do directly by using this method also, which is basically 50,000 को मुझे कितना में डिवाइड करना है 2:3 में, तो into 2 upon 2 plus 3. So your answer is 20,000. So you can do this also directly. So that is also fine. So in both ways we can solve this type of question. Am I clear? Is it clear? You understand? I'm writing it here very wide and clear so that you can understand it better. All of you guys, shall we go for the next? Shall we? Shall we? So this is, we have learned about the application of allegation in what? In profit and loss. तो कभी कभी ऐसे भी होता है ना, बहुत से टाइम में क्वेश्चन भी ऐसे पर मुझे पूछा था आज अहमदाबाद के एक इंटरव्यू में. So they asked me अचानक से, that is was the second question. Like the question was, you need to make 20% profit and your cost price selling price is same. So what percent of water you need to add to the milk to create a 20% profit? It's a very trivial question. But that kind of question has been asked in Ahmedabad interview. I'm saying, I'm talking about 2014, 15 basically. So the question was like, your selling price, cost price same. You need to make a profit of 20% by on selling your milk. So what percentage of water you need to add, and provided the water is free in India, जो अभी तक भी है काफी जगह पे, obviously. So the answer is basically 20%. So this kind of question, they can trigger you. And IIM Ahmedabad is like one of my worst interview in the life. So I just answered these 2 questions correctly. The rest, they have asked me 28 other questions, which I just didn't know. I just said incorrect things, and obviously, you know what happened then. So this is like my face off. Then they also asked me, and they are also trying to ask me some questions like based on like this. Like, let's say you are converted, you have converted IIM Ahmedabad, and all of your like dorm mates are from South India. So from which domain or which state, what language you prefer? So I knew it, but in that interview I thought about like Kannada is either from Karnataka or it is from Kerala, because both have, all these 3 things have K. So I messed it up. I said like Kannada is basically from Kerala, which is basically Kerala ka Malayalam tha. So I knew right now, but this kind of question they always ask you. So then they also asked me the question, where is St. Petersburg? And in that point of time, there was a thing with Russia and Ukraine also. And there was a match also happening in India versus South Africa in Johannesburg. So I just remember Johannesburg. So I thought it might be in South Africa. So I just like messed it up like this. So this was like a bit of fragments of my interview in IIM Ahmedabad. So the next thing that we are going to do is basically the use of this thing in SICI. SICI में उसका क्या use है? Use of mixture allegation in SICI. All of you guys. So let's think about a question. Easy question. What is the answer? All of you. I've given one easy question for SICI. Straight easy question. Everyone. What is the answer? And I hope you are understanding all of the questions, whatever I'm giving it to you and all of these things. So these are the type of questions we are basically covering here. So it's basically 6% per annum, 8% per annum. At the end of the year, he has gained an overall interest of 7%. What ratio has he lent the money to B and C? So again, you can think about it. It's the concept of average we are using in SICI, right? It's basically, let's say it's about SI or CI. Because if nothing is given, we generally consider it as SI. And even if it is for year, that is also fine. So what will be the answer, guys? 6%, 8%. And the average is 7%. So what is the ratio of B to C? 1:1. Perfect. So it's again very simple question. This is 6%, this is 8%, and what is your average? 7%. So you don't need to use anything about what? SICI. What is the objective of solving this question? So I'm solving an SICI question. I'm solving a SICI question without even using SICI, right? So if you understand mixed allegation, lot of questions you can solve without even using the basic concept of SI or basic concept of CI. So that's why it is very, very crucial to understand. So 6, 7, what is the minus? Subtract it, it's 1. 8, 7, what is it? 1. So the answer is 1:1. So he basically lent B and C the equal amount of money. Am I clear? All of you guys? You're understanding how I'm using like average, mixer, the concept of allegation in times with in basically profit loss, now in SICI also. So you need to understand, like we don't need to use the concept of SICI to solve SICI. We can use the concept of mixer allegation also to solve SICI. Just you need to understand where we can use the concept of average, because the concept of average is basically is being transferred from one section to another section, nothing else. I hope all of you are understanding this. So let's go for the next. The next one is basically based on time speed distance. So let's see about time speed distance, how we can use this concept in time speed distance. And the question is on your screen. You can see like time speed distance, escalator time speed distance. This is a very, and here's the question. All of you guys, giving you a minute, then we'll discuss this question obviously. I'm giving you a minute just to solve this question. That's why I'm going out of screen so that you can see the question entirely. Answer, folks, answer. What can be the answer of this question, guys? How we can use now this particular concept of mixture allegation in time speed distance? That's why this is the question. So basically I'm giving you the some formula also in time speed distance. The formula equals to D equals to ST, which is D is for distance, S for speed, and T for time. Distance equals to speed into time. This is one formula you need to use. You might need to use this formula. So please try to solve this question. All of you guys. Distance equal to speed into time. Now how we solve this question? You need to understand like what is given exactly. The distance is given 100 kilometers and the hours is given, let's say 8 hours. And again, this is 20 km per hour. It's like the speed on bicycle, and 10 km per hour is the speed on what? It's the speed on foot, right? Answers, guys. The answer is not matching. So let's see how to solve this question. Whenever we have hours, we need to understand we have to equate hours. Yes, 60 km might be the answer. We have to equate hours. What we need to equate? We need to equate hours. Okay. So think about it, if the total distance is speed into time, so what is time? Time is basically distance upon speed, right? So if he is going the entire distance, by what? By on foot, let's say he is going the entire distance on foot. So what is the time taken? The time taken is, T is basically 100 upon 10, which is 10 hours, right? So if the person has gone the entire distance on foot, so he could have taken 10 hours. Am I clear? Now second, if the person T dash, let's say, that this is, let's say T foot, and let's say this is T bicycle. So if the person has gone the entire distance by bicycle, so he would have taken 100 upon 20 is basically 5 hours, right? Am I clear, all of you? So it is basically 5 hours and 10 hours. So if he had gone the entire distance on foot, so he could use like how much hours? 10 hours. And if he had gone the entire thing by bicycle, he would have used 5 hours. But my question specifically said the average, the time total taken is 8 hours. So that means it is partially on foot and partially by bicycle. Partially on bicycle, partially on foot. Am I clear? So now you can use again the same thing. So what I need to find? I need to find the foot thing, right? So I will write it left. So time, अगर वो पूरा foot में जाता तो कितना होता? 10 hours. Time अगर वो bicycle में जाता तो कितना होता time? That will have been 5 hours. And time का जो average है वो कितना है? 8 hours. Am I clear? So time if has gone entire thing on foot, so that is 10 hours. Time if you have gone entire thing on bicycle, that is 5 hours. And the average time, exactly the time क्या होना चाहिए उसको actually कितना time है, वो है exactly 8 घंटा. Now understand it. So 10 minus 8 कितना होता है? 2 and 8 minus 5 कितना होगा? 3. So this is basically dearer minus average under cheaper and average minus cheaper under dearer. So the ratio is 3:2. Am I clear? So इसके मतलब what I can say, like 3, the ratio of the distance traveled on, the ratio of the distance, understand it, the ratio of the distance traveled on foot and traveled by bicycle is 3:2. The ratio of distance I have got how much? That is 3:2. This is basically the ratio of the distance we have got, right? Am I clear? Now if I have got the ratio of distance, so think about it. If 3 kilometer and 2 kilometers, what is the total? 5. So foot में वो गया कितना? 3 kilometers let's say, और bicycle में गया 2 kilometers. What is total? It's 5. Yes or no? Am I clear? Everyone. But actual distance is how much? 100 kilometers. In this case, the total is 5 kilometers. When the total is 5 kilometers, on foot is 3 kilometers, by bicycle is 2 kilometers. Fair enough? But it is 100. So what I need to do? I need to multiply 20. I need to multiply 20. So 20 into 3 is 60 and 20 into 5 is 100. So that means if the total distance is 100 kilometers, 60 kilometers he has gone on foot. Am I clear, all of you? Is it understandable, all of you? Do you understand me how I'm using the same concept in the different questions? Am I clear? I'm using the allegation exactly in time speed distance also. Is it fine, all of you? Everyone guys, do you understand how it is 60 kilometers? Or else you can use directly the formula also. The total distance is how much? 100. I need to divide it in 3:2 ratio. So it has to be 100 into 3 upon 3 plus 2. So your answer is 60 kilometers. I hope I have made you understand. Clear? Clear guys? Yes. So 60 kilometer. The question is on foot. So foot is how much? 60 kilometers. And on bicycle, 40 kilometers. Please understand what is exactly in the question. Let's go for the next one. All of you guys, the last one in TSD. The last question of the day. This is your last question. All of you, just give it a note, this one. Take a minute, then we'll discuss. Simple question, again based on times of distance only. Very straight question, all of you guys, what is the answer? Straight question, exactly. So it is basically 40 and 50. So if you read the question, like Viren travels some part of the journey at 40 km per hour and the remaining journey at a speed of 100 km per hour. If the average speed for the entire journey is 50 km per hour, find the ratio of the time for which Viren travels at the speed of 40 and 100. So if it is speed given, we can find the time, the ratio of time. I hope you are understanding this, right? So what we can find, the ratio of time. Am I clear? So what is the answer? It's a very straight question, very straight question. All of you guys, what should be the answer? Let's make it like this. This is 40 and this is how much? 100. So 40 is the smaller speed, 100 is the higher one speed. And what is the average? It's also given 50. So think about it. Now 40 minus 50, what is it? 10. 100 minus 50, what is it? 50. So what is the ratio? 50:10, which is 5:1. So hence your answer is 5:1. Am I clear? All of you guys? So this is all about, like, I'm using average, I'm using allegation spatially in all these sections. Now trust me, these are the things which is like the basic of arithmetic. So we are using one basic concept in every single chapter, especially in time speed distance, in SICI, and also in percentage profit loss. So our idea is to show you just to how we can use one concept for everywhere. Do you understand me? But this is not about it. So this is the 5th our marathon class. So let me give you one brief also. So this is where we need to learn more. So for the entire class on mixture allegation, you need to join us obviously, because that is like the purpose of the live class and application classes. And I guess all of you have known about all these things, like those who have not joined us. So this is our basically pedagogy. We are using this kind of live class sessions. We are also using application classes also. This is a dual pedagogy. We have our application, we have our assignments, dashboard assignments. We are using Facebook group. So in all of these ways, we are basically trying to impart all this kind of knowledge so that you can do this kind of questions. You understand me? And the important, also another important factor, this is the basic thing. Now if you start doing a lot of difficult questions, you might get a lot of problems, like a lot of doubts, and that's why we also have a 24/7 doubt clearing sessions as well. So this is basically our feature about iQuanta, and we have also great mocks and everything. So all of these things, you know. And also, like, if you are like, I can help you with that also. Like, you can if you're not joining, you can like go get the previous year CAT papers as well. This is a very good source also, and otherwise you have to buy our books also. We can have the books also, you can buy that book also. That is also fine. So we have almost in everything. So I hope you guys have understood what I am trying to teach today. And the next important thing is what you should focus on. Because right now, like, if you leave November, today is the 1st March, right? So March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. You have exactly 8 months, except the November. November is basically the training, the final days, right? So in these 8 months, what you want to do, what you can do, it's very crucial for you. Because I think, by my personal belief, like 7-8 months is basically the ideal time for preparing for CAT. It's not too much, it's not too less, it's the ideal time. So when it is ideal time, now the thing that you have to be, whether you're taking a coaching, whether you're not taking a coaching, it's for everyone. You have to have a very good schedule. The schedule has to be followed, right? You have to have a purpose, like what I need to follow. Like what we are doing, like with our classes also, we are trying to finish the entire syllabus by June, so that you have enough time to take the mocks. Because we understand, like, if you finish the syllabus first, then you are taking mocks, you are doing revision, that will improve your basic output. So that's why we generally try to complete the classes by June, July, mostly for the batch one is June, in fact. So, and then you will start taking the mocks, and the mocks then accordingly you will also improve where you need to score better, where it is your weak point, strong point, you can do that thing. And especially whenever you're trying to like read, because all of you are here because I guess you are actually very like interested to take CAT, and you want to take CAT, want to do an MBA. And remember this thing also, like you have to also focus a lot on your CGP and GP also if you're in the college. Please focus on, do not ignore that for the CAT preparation, because both are very important. And secondly, the CAT, in case of CAT preparation, another thing you have to do, which is also very, very crucial while we are talking about it, it's basically maintain, like do almost everything every day if it is possible. Like if you have, let's say, 2 hours or 3 hours possible, like someone who is like in college or in working, so please do at least 2-3 sets of LRDI, 2-3 sets of RC, do 30-40 questions of maths. Do this every day. And if you have time, then try to solve 3 RC set, 3 LRDI set, 10 VA, 40 cons also. So thank you very much. And so these are all things, guys, actually. So please ask me if you have anything to ask. So this is all what I need to say. And like, yes, if you want to join us, we have just started arithmetic. So you can also join us with our live application classes, with our materials and everything, like all this pedagogy. And along with like all these mocks and everything, we have the entire package. And we are actually like providing all of these classes like online basically now. So this is one thing where we can also hop in. And the rest is basically, it's up to you guys. If you have any question, please. I will teach studying very soon, like I might be within 10-12 days, I guess, within 10, because my hand, like most of you guys knew already, I fractured my right hand, so it's also very difficult to continuously do it for 2 hours. So I'm just trying to gain all this courage to take a class of 2 hours. That's why I'm taking a smaller class, so I'm just giving it in a thing. Next is, yes, I will start it as up within 10-15 days maximum, I'm saying. So you will see me very soon. Question, what is the question? Can I get sets for LRDA VRC? Initially you can solve basically for the VRC, I can say you can solve the previous year CAT papers, like, or previous year's AT papers from 2000 to 2014. And yes, I love you too, and thank you very much. And the next thing is, you have any question, please ask me. I am ready to answer your question. All of you, please. Any question you want to ask me, like anything. It's all about you. I have 3-4 minutes, like just answering your questions. So hi, to start RCs, I joined yesterday in cons because some classes are completed. Yes, the thing like you start RC, like first to start reading, because you should have a habit of reading of 30-45 minutes. To start with reading also, then simultaneously start solving 1-2 RC if you joined yesterday only. So do that thing, do start reading, do join the RC, do some basic RCs like basic one from the previous CAT you can do. Or the main thing, you should start reading at least for 3-4 days, like focus on reading and try to develop the reading, like light reading, then go for like the essays or the editorials or the newspapers or the books you like. Especially try to read more in like not in fiction. Try to read something more in non-fiction, because fiction is something which we love to read. We love to read a lot of novels. We love to read something which we love, right? So you can start with something which you love to read, then you can slowly and gradually you can move into the other section. This is your transition from fiction to non-fiction, because non-fiction reading is very important. Trust me in this. I'm not ignoring. Yes. क्या नहीं समझ आ रहा है? Cinematic, sir, if we put 20 instead of 50, like you can do that 50, that's fine, that's perfect for you. I'm not ignoring, sorry. That's perfect. Can we get IM by self preparation? Yes, it is possible obviously, but I always help, like what is the like part of us in India for the supplementary education. The part supplementary education plays is basically helping you to get all of these things in one section, in one segment. Otherwise you need to go for everything. You need to buy mocks, you need to do all these things, so you have to buy mocks at least. And if you're self preparing, you need to find all the materials. Where you can find the materials, you need to buy the materials. So these are the lot of things you need to do, like if you're doing it by yourself. It is possible obviously, but I always say like the coach is someone, like if you are with someone, some coach that is about your motivation, you can see where you stand, you can get all this preparation material which we have produced for the last 8 years, and we have shown people these questions are also coming from our module also, like the similar kind of questions also. So this kind of help we can push for you. So that is the importance. Otherwise it is possible, obviously it is possible. So do we have any BODMAS type of rule in the first how to convert percentage or ratio? Yes, we have this rule. We will learn it in the class obviously. There's a rule for how to convert percentage to fraction, which is basically the ratio that we can do. Ayushi, how to complete the syllabus? What is the pattern should be followed? Classes, then yes, classes, then solving material. Classes, solving material, and gift material solving. Just follow this pattern and do revision. Do not forget anything. Like if you let's say completed numbers, so try to revise it in every week. Like at least take 5-6 questions and revise it. Whenever you're doing questions, you're recalling all the concepts. So do questions, do go through the notes a little bit. So do not forget anything and try to revise it in every week a little bit. Not much, a little bit revision is very important for it. After reading RCA stuck solving question, please go through the solution. Please understand why you have been stuck, what is the problem with you and everything. And CAT PYQ, so that thing please post in the group. Our Facebook group is there. Our Facebook post is there, and yes, so we can have, like, you can post your doubts in our Facebook group. If you have a problem understanding the solution, please post that thing in the group and they will definitely help you within 15 minutes, I hope. And thank you very much guys, thank you, like thank you for showering so much love and all, and I hope you appreciate what we have actually basically been doing. So this is not only about like what we are just trying to show what exactly we can do in CAT and how our pedagogy is. This is basically in two ways thing, so you can understand like what we are basically doing in the live classes. So this is all about it. iQuanta have everything. iQuanta have the live classes. This kind of classes are there. iQuanta have live classes. We have 4 days live class, we have 6 days application classes, we have the assignments, then we have the dashboard assignments, then we have gift materials. So we have everything. This is the entire package we have. Then we have we have doubt clearing sessions. We have the doubt clearing, 24/7 doubt clearing. Then we have the mock, which is also AI powered, and we will support you throughout this journey. Don't worry. We have everything for, like, we have also hard copy. We have I am ABC batch. So we have the entire product together. Thank you very much. Thank you guys for showering so much love. Like, yes, I have said. Yes, you can get all the revision session. This is already there in your dashboard. You cannot join only the doubt solving. We have the entire product. You can join there also, Ayushi. So please, Arushi, sorry, I'm sorry. And Arushi, please to contact in anyone. Like there is a number in the iQuanta page also. Please join there. You'll get a lot of like traction. Like someone will definitely. Please call them. They will definitely answer your question. And you cannot join only for the doubt solving. It's like the entire thing you have to join. It's basically the product. That one of the feature of the product is doubt solving. 24/7 doubt solving, anytime, whether it's 2 a.m. in the morning, 11 p.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., anytime. Solve your doubt within 50 minutes, 15 minutes in fact. That's like the time we generally take. Yes, you need to start taking it. We will start going it live by mid-July. You need to start taking it from mid-July. You can take it in September as well. That's fine. But I will suggest you to start taking from July, August. Don't delay that. Do not cover the backlog right now. Just focus on arithmetic. If you have already our paid student, please focus on arithmetic right now. The delayed thing you can go back later on also. Now focus on arithmetic only. Trust me on this. Yes, you can give it in September also. And IMABC, like if you have this kind of thing, this you can say, if you cannot solve all this IMABC material also, try to do it in every weekend, a little bit karke. That will also help you for your division also. That will also help you to improve your knowledge also. So use that in way. That's is my answer, Virumi. So I hope I'm taking a lot of time of you guys. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say, my class and everything. You have, thank you so much. Please write your feedback also, like how you liked it or not. And I hope all of you liked it, and I always appreciate all amazing comments and everything. And yes, thank you for so much appreciation and the love what you're shouting. Thank you all. Thank you very much. I hope I will meet you soon in the class as well, because that is within 10 days, I hope, within 10, 11 days. Trust me. I'll see you in class as well, because I'm almost in the final stage of healing process. Thank you guys. Thank you very much. It's nice having you on board. And please do great. Keep studying. Do a lot of things together. Yes. Yes, please call anyone. Like just go to iQuanta.in and there is a number like there. Please call there. Please ask your queries and you can join directly. Yes, you can give it at any time. First it is a proctor, then it can give you at any time. Initially there is a window, then after that you can give it at any time. We will discuss any shortcut for percentiles. Shortcuts for percentiles, there is a video. We will come up live very soon with the percentiles also. Trust me, how to get the best percentile in a minimum effort. That is like the one of the thing what I have created. We will air it very soon. Thank you guys. Thank you very much. It's lovely having you on board. Thank you. Bye-bye and take care.